Good evening, everyone. We will begin the evening service of the Miroku Association headquarters, expressing our gratitude to God and Meishu-sama for the permission and protection granted us while participating today in God's divine plan of constructing a paradise on this earth. Let us pray together the Amatsu-Norito, Prayer of Heaven, followed by the Miroku Prayer. Please stand. かまはらにかむすまります。かむろぎかむろぎのみこともして、そめぎろやかむいさなぎのみこと、つくしのひもかのたちはなの、おとのままぎはらみゆきそぎはらいたもときになりませる。長いどの神たちもろもろのまなことすびけがれよ。あらいたまえ、広めたまえ、とまおすことのよしよ。あますかび、こにつかび、あおよすのかびたちともに、雨のふちこまのみにふりたてて、きをしめせと、かしこみのまおす。みろくおみかみ守りたまえさきはえたまえ。みろくおみかみ守りたまえさきはえたまえ。教えみよや主の神守りたまえさきはえたまえ。教えみよや主の神守りたまえさきはえたまえ。こんながら魂入りませ。こんながら魂入りませ。Great God of light, creator and giver of all life, in accordance with your divine will, the long age of night draws to an end. Your radiant divine light, shining evermore brilliantly, awakens the dawn of the glorious age of light, a time long awaited by all humanity. We thank you for guiding us to your divine plan, and for the privilege of channeling and receiving Johrei. May our spirits and bodies be illuminated and purified, as we lead your truth given to us by Meishu-sama. Make us pure and effective instruments of your divine light, so that we may serve you and all those with whom we come in contact. May paradise on earth be realized, with health, peace, and prosperity, a reality in our lives. Great God of light, bless and protect us. Radiate our souls with your divine light, so that we may truly become instruments of your great plan.
Please be seated. We will now receive group Johrei. Johrei is now concluded.
Let us now listen to a reading from Meishu-sama's teaching. The right choice. Let us be aware that it is the individual who always censures others for their seemingly wrong deeds, who is ultimately corrected by God. Let us not attempt to have others call us great. Let us simply pray that we be appreciated by others for what we are. Those who love and appreciate flowers, their grace and beauty, have hearts equally as beautiful. I would like to encourage people to cultivate flowers and place them everywhere. This would be the best means of promoting the love of beauty. Place arrangements in every place possible, so wherever people go, they will see flowers and enjoy them. Just a single flower in a vase would create a refreshing atmosphere wherever it is placed. It would be ideal if we could see flowers in every jail and in each prison cell. This would have an immeasurably good effect on the inmates' mental well being. If there are flowers wherever there are people, the negativity of today's world will be considerably alleviated. Dark forces dislike flowers and are afraid of coming where there are flower arrangements. So it is very good to place flowers in your room. Flowers have an uplifting effect in the spiritual realm. In my house, I make flower arrangements and place them in almost all the rooms.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining the Miroku Association headquarters evening service and for praying with us for world peace. This evening, I want to share with you the faith experience of the Ikebana Sangetsu instructor, Patricia Hadue da Silva from the Lisbon Johrei Center, Portugal. The faith experience that Patricia is going to share with us is related to a change in her attitude towards daily tasks as a wife and mother of three. The way she took care of her family, cleaning, tidying her home, and cooking was not always the same. Some days it was just to keep the house clean and beautiful, others out of obligation. Others it was to get it out of the way as quickly as possible, and still others to please her family. At meals, one of the most obvious situations was the fact that she was never able to please her children's different tastes at the same time. Thus, she tried to please one at a time with the foods they liked best. But if on that day one ate with satisfaction, the other did not like it so much. When tidying up the house, something similar also happened. Her mental attitude was to keep the house clean and tidy out of obligation, and for that her older children should also help. So every time she was away from home, it became a mess. And it was time to tidy it up. It was very difficult to get their cooperation, and sometimes a certain irritation manifested in her. When Patricia studied the guidance of the late Reverend Watanabe about the formation of paradise at home, she realized that her zoning was an obligation to keep the column of beauty at home and to please only one at a time, and that the thinking was wrong. She started cooking with the attitude of making everyone happy, regardless of whether it was the food that most pleased one or the other. In tidying and cleaning the house, she began by asking her children for help, but with zoning to make them useful to God and Meishu-sama. She expressed her appreciation for each task done, no matter how small. Her words of thank you made them happy. And because they saw their mother happy, they tried to please her even more, so they started offering to help. The result was unexpected as it was surprising. One day she made beans, food that her daughter doesn't like, but she prepared it with discerning so that everyone could eat with great satisfaction and feel happy. During the meal, she heard several times, "Oh, these beans are delicious." She later found out that when the Japanese immigrants arrived in Brazil, and Patricia is a Japanese descendant, they were deprived of rice. They had to get used to eating beans every single day, as it was the food that they had while primarily working farming fields. Patricia surrendered the suffering of her ancestors in her prayers, and today all her children are very fond of beans. In housekeeping, the change was even more notorious. On the day of her dedication of this center, her children stayed at home. She was on her way back near home when she heard the sound of a vacuum cleaner. Her two eldest children were vacuuming the house without Patricia even having asked. They had already cleaned the bathroom and set the table for lunch as beautifully as they could, choosing the silverware, etc. Before her inner change, she could only expect a house turned upside down. She understood that her children were utilized for her to change this very important point in education at home. To make the children useful to God and Meishu-sama and to transform a daily routine, family meals, into an important moment of sharing, of joy and happiness, thus strengthening the bond between parents and children. This was the experience she lived, which she continues to practice daily and believes it is useful to share. Her gratitude to God and Meishu-sama, as well as to all ancestors who manifested themselves through her children, was made through a special donation. Her commitment is to maintain harmony within her family, doing mainly small daily practices of our day-to-day for the formation of paradise in her home. Thank you very much for attending this evening service, for listening to this faith experience. I wish you a very wonderful evening. Thank you.
This brings to a conclusion our evening service. Thank you everyone for joining us. We wish you a very blessed evening.